You said you thought before this debate that it was 75% of what mattered remaining in the campaign. So obviously she did well last night. Everyone kind of agrees on that. What do you think the other 25% is between now and election day?
Right. Well, it's probably, 15, 20% the other two debates, and then the rest is the execution of the campaign. And the one thing I know Hillary Clinton did last night was make Democrats, people weren't sure they're going to vote, more enthusiastic. I think she can add to that in the town hall. What I'd like to see in the town hall is really that connection.
How do you know that?
Well, because first of all, Democrats are easily panicked. And I think, she looked strong. She took the fight to him. She talked a lot of progressive issues. So, and by the way, if that's all she did, I would have been pleased. But I think she probably did a decent amount of good with sort of moderate swing voters.
When campaigns are going poorly, particularly in your party, but also in the other party, people start to panic. And they start to criticize. There's been a host of criticisms, all three of us have heard over this tough period leading up to last night, of the campaign. What are the criticisms that people are making of the Clinton campaign's workings, not just the candidate, and are they valid in any way?
I don't really think so. Listen, I've been through these. So, you've got your valleys and your mountaintops. And when you're in a valley, it's no fun. You can't do anything right.
Okay, but what are people saying about how the campaign, I know you're saying they're not true and you're an advisor to the campaign, but what are people saying about the Clinton campaign? They say it's not doing the right things. What are those things that they are saying?
Well, so I think there's two parts of a campaign. There's sort of the organizational side, and I have heard very little comment about that. The data, the analytics, the ground operation. Are you funding that properly? Do you believe in it? Are you factoring that into your campaign strategy? I think in terms of, the day-to-day sort of strategic part of the campaign, obviously I think Jen Palmieri said they handled the illness inaccurately. So that was less, had they handled that better. But I think generally they're in a very good place. I think they've been super smart about the states they go to. And that's going to be interesting. Both of them now, I think the map has narrowed a little bit in my view. So how you apply resources and time is going to be really important.
We had our Bloomberg Politics national poll came out yesterday, and with millennial voters, Hillary Clinton was about 40%. Donald Trump was about 30%. Barack Obama was at 60% in 2012. That's a 20-point gap between Hillary Clinton's current performance and your bosses, your former bosses. What does she need to do to fix that? How can she fix that? Can she fix that?
Right. So for instance, that's just a problem. That's not a campaign problem. That's a problem.
I understand, right.
And so I think that to me is still executing these two debates and figuring out how to both get your vote share up and get turnout up. That's the biggest thing happening.
But this is millennials in particular. What can she do to fix that problem if it can be fixed?
Well, so things like last night I think helped, right? For sure, that provides more energy to volunteers because the best way to get a millennial, and listen, there's a bunch of 18, 19, 20-year-olds that didn't vote for Barack Obama because they weren't eligible. So it's, people in their 20s and this. You got to have a human being talk to them. They're not going to do it just because they see an ad. So it provided a little more energy, I think. And there's also a bunch of millennials that are choosing Johnson, and they've got to peel those off. So to me, this is the most important thing left in the campaign is improving that. You're right. I mean, it's not a crisis, but it's a huge problem.
Is the Clinton campaign already thinking about, hey, if Johnson's vote is high, we may need to go after him in some way? You think they're already thinking about that?
I don't think going after him. I think it's more having the intelligence on who is either an undecided voter who's thinking about Johnson Clinton or who's soft Johnson. And now, I believe historically those third-party numbers do drift down. Yeah. But in a state like Colorado, it's still going to be pretty healthy. So it's an important part of the campaign.
And they may have to make the case not to go after him, but to say don't waste your vote on him.
Right, if it's close. And that's the one benefit of it seeming close, I think, is that.